Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered! Today, it's gonna be a ZVP recommended by RJB here on Empire of the Sun. It's gonna be ArtUser versus nOOB. I don't know why he's going as Need Hair Please, but maybe he's balding. Top right, we've got ourselves a brown Zerg player. It is ArtUser. APM spiking above 500 here, and in the bottom left, we have a red Protoss. nOOB, otherwise known as, Need Hair Please today. So again, Empire of the Sun. It's a map that was introduced back in 2009, and I don't know why these guys are playing on it today. It's not part of the current ladder maps at all. It's a somewhat weird map. Like, you're not on high ground in your main, you're just kind of walled in, which was a feature of maps back then. Walling off is weird for sure. You're at an angle here. The minerals are kind of part of your wall, which is also a strange thing. The center is just a big, wide open nothing. You can't build on this. You've got high ground and stuff. It's just an area you travel through. Island maps effectively at the top and the bottom. And then nothing at immediate 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock, but these kind of little sub bases that are on low ground that kind of act like expansions on circuit breakers, and that they are in low ground and they are on the sides. So yeah, weird. Definitely a very strange map. So these minerals exist so that Terrans can't lift off a command center, float it over and plop it down and just start mining. They actually have to lift an SCV over, mine that, and then they can expand there. That is the whole intent. Anywho, it is a pool firster out of ArtUser. Or maybe an overpool. No, based on the timing here, overpool. And by that I mean, where's his second overlord? I thought this was, no, there it is. All right, we're good. We're good. Just an overpool play. Nothing too crazy. A couple of sets of lings coming on in. It's not a forge expand from nOOB. A little bit interesting. Tiny bit interesting here. Alright, so the probe comes in, says, lings on the way. Of course there are, based on the timing of that hatch I just scouted, so no problem. 2 zealots are in production to help shore up this wall situation we're dealing with. I guess you just wall here. I'm not good at walling. I don't play a whole lot of Protoss or Terran on ladder, so the concept of walling is a little bit foreign to me, in a new situation anyway. So yeah, you just wall here. I don't, actually, what do you put on either side here? What fits? This is a weird way to do this. So zealot pressure, but again, it was an overpool, so there will be enough lings to handle this, right? This hatch is going to pop, probably enough time to throw down a creep colony and a sunken if you want it. But these are 2 zealots, and now 3 zealotes. And the 2 gates they're pumping. This is just a regular old 2-gate opening, man. There is no gas. There is no expansion yet. I kind of love this. Like, this is a Bisu style opening that nOOB is going for. I don't think Bisu came up with it. But, alright, so there's your Nexus. And that's a bunch of Zerglings. And the Zealots are like, oh. We weren't really ready for this. But luckily, 2 more Zealots are joining the party. So that's nice. Additional links coming in. Metabolic boost is not done, which metabolic boost is so good in these situations. The ability to jump on and surround Zealots is wonderful. So they're in a position that basically says, we can't really threaten you, but you can't kill us cost effectively either if we're on this ramp. So now that our other buddies showed up, now we don't care about cost effectiveness. We're going to... Never mind, we do care about cost effectiveness. We're not interested in engaging with this many lings with the speed upgrade. Oh, see, look, they're going to try to jump around and prevent them from oh, they got on. They got onto they got into the place, and the lings have to bop out of there. They got to bop on out. Still no gas. Like, this is a forge, more zealots, photon cannon coming up, worried about ling counterattacks, which you should be worried about. Honestly, like, sunken on the edge of the creep would be nice, but yeah, see these lings. Are they going to try to get us surround? Oh, they are. They are. Oh, got it. Hey, the surround has been achieved. Maybe not as effectively as one would want it to, but all the Zealots are dead. And that guy's got 4 kills, but that's probably about as good as you can expect from a Zealot in the situation to break even. All right, cool. So the Zerg player is like, I only have 17 drones. It's not great, but, you know, got the gas rolling, got a Spire coming up. Guess who doesn't have a cybernetics core yet? Yeah, that's going to be nOOB. He's working on it. It is almost done. But the early aggression has been really great. Well, the aggression has been fine, but the defense has been better. How about that? So again, this is an RJB replay. He has been really hooking me up recently with amazing replays. I have another Flash versus Beast who I'm going to throw up next week. So, like, if you're into that kind of thing, watch for it. Subscribe to the channel, how about? I post Brood War videos 5 times a week. So, I mean, if you're into Brood War, it's not a bad way to go. Yeah, I like this Mutalisk opening. It's like, you know what? If that Stargate is just starting, I can probably overwhelm this Protoss with Mutos before the Corsair count gets more than, like, 1. So, cool. Let's see what we do. Yeah, Zealot Cannon combo, pretty amazing if you're trying to deal with wing attacks. Single Dragoon produced solely to murder that Overlord. Sorry, Overlord, you got the information you needed. And, fare thee well. So yeah, the Mutalisks are here. They're doing great, honestly. These probes are really in an immense amount of trouble already. Yeah, all the mining has to stop at the natural, pretty much. It was a pretty significant probe advantage. It's still pretty significant, but it's not getting better. In fact, it's getting worse. Third base coming up over here for nOOB. The Zealots decide to make a counterattack, but the Lings still exist. So, I don't know what the plan is here exactly. I like it. He's not heavily committing to Mutalisks, but he might force nOOB to overreact, right? And make a ton more like Corsairs and Cannons and Dragoons than he needs. Wow, nOOB gets knocked down to 24. 24 probes. Oh, the Zealots got into the third. How'd they get over here? I don't know, but it's pretty... Dude, this is some insane Zealot micro right here. Oh my gosh, that is some really nice Zealot micro. Like, yes, yes. The Mutas have to come home to deal with this. And they do. But that is less time for the Mutas to harass over this way. So time for a cannon to come up. Time for additional Corsairs to come out. We're getting +1 air weapons. So, I mean, this is nOOB planning on going for a good number of Corsairs. At least 6, if I am guessing correctly here. We're working on a Citadel of a Dune for that there charge, or, you know, possibly some Dark Templar along that path. And by charge, I mean Zealot leg enhancements, but charges faster, and they move more quickly. Whatever. Yeah, 6 Mutas. I mean, a couple Scourge coming in. It's not going to be a lot of Mutalisks here. Out of ArtUser is what I'm trying to say. Hydralisk then getting tossed down at 9 minutes, which is a little bit late. But we're spending a lot of time, you know, saturating up this third base. It's still 26 to 34 workers, but the Protoss has been hurt pretty economically and doesn't really feel safe moving out and taking a third. It would be this for the third base, which again is what happened on the opposite side here for ArtUser. But yeah, the Mutas run. You are like, that is a 1-to-1 ratio of Scourge to of Mutalisks to Corsairs right now. So yeah, let us not go to the main base. 'Tis a silly place. Templar Archives in production. Another macro hatch at the third base. Overlord says, if we tried to sneak a base at this here 6 o'clock, the answer is no. The answer is no. Nyat. Storm getting researched on the Protoss side. No surprise there. Is that +2 air weapons coming in? No, that's just the +1 finishing up. Okay. Fair enough. Scourge die, but they take out one of the Corsairs, which is nice. This Overlord gets massacred. The Mutas get out of there. They know. They know they're riding on the wall. And this Ling is to make sure that a third base is not coming. So, I don't know. I don't like this for nOOB. I don't. nOOB is... I mean... honestly, not getting a third base, not getting up a giant enough army to really make any kind of a two-base attack viable here. He is getting a Dark Templar. He is getting leg enhancements. But the Corsairs aren't able to do anything because we have a bunch of Scourge flying about. We've got Hydras in different positions. Yeah, it feels like that 2-gate opener just did not do enough, nearly enough to win that game. So we'll see. We will see if he can make up for it here. I mean, he's down 79 to 72 total supply to a Zerg player at 10 minutes. Not great. Not a happy place to be. Yeah, I mean, as we get on up here, once the third base has been fully saturated, now the Zerg player is going to start pumping Hydras and stuff, and then we should start seeing the supply skyrocket in favor of the Zerg. And that's why we have Storms. Oh, that was a great Storm. 5 kills on that High Templar. Scourge connect with almost nothing there. Brutal. Dark Templar tried to... oh, got a kill. I don't know what on earth you managed to kill. Well, you walked into this. That really seems like some instant death, if you ask me. But he made it out of there alive with all of his shields, too. So probably a transferring drone or a scouting Ling or something along those lines. Finally, third base coming up for nOOB at 11:30, which honestly feels pretty late. But again, it's not like the Zerg player's on 4 bases or anything, right? Oh, we got... oh, the Mutas are paying for themselves. Look at this! Mutas chasing Corsairs? I never thought I'd see a thing like that. +1 Flyer Carapace. It's the secret to Mutalisk dominance. Just kidding, I don't know. So now the Scourge are like, well, crap. We were gonna kill those Corsairs, but I don't know if there are any more in existence, to be honest. No. No, there are not. So the Scourge don't have much to do unless there are, you know, shuttles or possibly arbiters about. Yeah, ArtUser, I feel like, is in complete control in this game. That said, he needs a 4th base. He needs to go, is what he needs to do, right? Had to kill his own cannon and get out of here. That sucks. Maelstrom's getting researched. Alright, alright. We're going to see some Maelstrom play. High Templar snipe. High Templar attempted. Dude, those Storms were so good. Wow. Okay, didn't get the High Templar. They merged into an Archon to be safe. Really, I feel like the Hydralisk attack needs to come about now. There's a timing, right? That you need to hit before the third base gets really up and saturated and running for the Protoss. But he's not doing it. He's, you know, he's pretty happy to just kind of macro out back here, 120 supply. Making more Mutalisks. Man, he really wants... if you could snipe these High Templar, then suddenly a mass Hydralisk army is kind of amazing. Get rid of those spellcasters, and the Hydralisk becomes one of the best units in the game against Protoss, without question. Just losing a Mutalisk for nothing there. They're trying to find... there we go. Got the High Templar, which means these Hydras are going to do better for themselves. That said, +2 Dragoons. Little bit scary. The Muta, rather, not able to kill that single High Templar. Hydra's coming down the ramp into the third base of the Protoss, taking out a bunch of these cannons. And unfortunately, the Storm is still in existence for ArtUser, but thankfully for nOOB, but it's not enough. This third base, yeah, this third base appears to be entirely dead. Full evacuation of probes. nOOB does win this engagement on the right side. Reinforcing Hydras are coming down. I mean, focusing this Nexus is dead. Yeah, this is a 2-gate Zealot opener gone really, really bad for nOOB today. That third Nexus dying. This 4th base is rolling. I guess there was an attack down here that I totally missed. But yeah, if you're at 15 minutes into the match and you are on 2 bases and your opponent is on 4, the math does not add up for you and you're a sad panda. 8 more mutas coming in. I mean, this is basically nOOB losing all of his Corsairs, losing control of the air, and suddenly he has to worry about Mutalisks all the time. Man, I don't know that I've seen this many Mutalisks this late into the game. Alright, so this 4th base, nOOB needs this to die. If he can kill this, I feel better about his chances. Let's go. And the Sunkens weren't quite ready. More Hydras, however, coming from the top side to try to save this base. And they're going to focus down this hatch, sort of. And then try to focus down some of these drones, I guess. But no, everybody dies. And again, the muta count is terrifying. So really, the only hope here for nOOB is to get a really nice Maelstrom on those Mutalisks and then storm them out. That's the move I think that maybe we need to be going for if we're nOOB. It's not good. It is not good to base your entire comeback strategy on a single combo that is rarely pulled off in the world. But there's your Dark Archon. We're trying it. Thoughts and chaos. Queen's Nest coming up from the Zerg. We also have an Evolution Chamber. Sure, upgrades are nice. The Hydras do have +2 attack, but, you know, maybe the Lings want some upgrades too. It's 143 to 123 supply. This base staying alive is amazing. This 3rd base might be in trouble again, but that's a lot of cannons, like to the point that maybe what you want... Oh, High Templar snipe. High Templar snipe. High Templar snipe. High Templar snipe! Ow. Okay, that High Templar doesn't get sniped. Oh, he's dead. This side, Speed Zealots and Cannons kind of protecting this base. nOOB is desperately holding on over here. ArtUser is taking a bottom right base as well. He's got beautiful vision everywhere on the map of potential ninjas that nOOB could be trying to sneak out, but he's not sneaking them out because he's not. Dark Archon didn't have enough energy to do anything about those Mutalisks, but working on it. Working on having enough energy for that sort of thing. Just making High Templar, man. Just making more and more High Templar. These Hydras are the backbone of the Zerg army. The direct answer to them is Storm, and always will be forever and a day Storm. With, you know, speed lots in the mix too, because they really hit Hydras hard and can close the gap hard. And the Hydras take a while to kill them. So beautiful Storm. Goodbye several Hydralisks. Lurker aspect on the way. Hive coming in here too. But I just don't like... Lurker's not great against this particular composition without Dark Swarm. So we're a bit away from that. I worry about it. Hey, there's your Maelstrom. Alright. Alright. Oh, and then the Maelstrom Storm combo. That was fine. It prevented some Hydralisks from retreating. I mean, ArtUser is making a lot of units at once here, so killing 7 Hydras isn't exactly game-winning, but, you know, it was nice nevertheless. 4th base coming up here from nOOB, entirely undefended, mind you. So he needs to put some pressure up if he's going to win this game. He needs to keep ArtUser's attention away from this location, but oh my gosh, he sent a single Zergling over to shut it down. I mean, he does end up killing this probe and maybe this pylon, but he doesn't have any attack upgrades at all or adrenal glands, so never mind. Single Zealot is not enough, it turns out. Or single Zergling is not enough, it turns out. Alright, man. Is nOOB making a comeback here? Is that what he's doing? Did ArtUser take too long to get into Defiler tech? I mean, we have seen, like, ASL games where it's literally just Hydras and Lurkers against Protoss, and it's a win for the Zerg, so... I don't know. It's possible. I don't think it is likely, though. So ArtUser's decided we're going to come down here Oh my gosh, kill a lot of probes that are really important to the economy. Okay. Well, all of those guys are dead. This is actually not going super well for ArtUser. He's running into cannon fire. He's running into storms all over the place. Nice job morphing a couple Hydralisks into eggs on the ramp so Zealots can't get through. And then focusing a couple of these probes. It's 30 probes for nOOB right now. 66 for ArtUser. But that means the army is significantly bigger for nOOB. Look at him trying to deal with this. That's amazing. So these Hydras are dead. So these guys are not accomplishing a lot anymore, and they're dead anyway. Gonna come down and try to get rid of this 4th base. Really important goal, I would say, for ArtUser is killing this 4th base. The problem is the High Templar count is super mega high, and everybody that comes down that ramp is just dying right now. And the reinforcements can come through just fine. It's a hop, skip, and a jump away from this 3rd base, so sure, takes advantage of that. nOOB does. We are not making a Defiler Mound, everybody. We've got the Hive. We're working on additional upgrades that are, you know, require a Hive. But, oh, that Zealot just had his life flash before his eyes, and then he didn't die. So, that's interesting. ArtUser supply block. Dude, nOOB just went up to 179 supply to 159 for for ArtUser. What happened? This reversal's nuts all of a sudden. Ling run by attempted here with adrenal glandlings with maybe an attack upgrade. They have an attack upgrade. Amazing. Some High Templar are going to die here. That's not guaranteed because they didn't. Oh, okay, that's an Archon. That's cool. That's fine. It might just be that ArtUser has too much income and can just do this. And just keep the pressure on, and then suddenly your 4th base is dead because you were worried about an attack moving into your main. Burrow! Burrow! No, didn't burrow. Alright, didn't burrow. Fine. Didn't burrow. Alright, so yes, you chased away the Zerg army, congratulations, but guess what? Your 4th base is dead. You're on 3 bases at 22 minutes and 24 probes. And sure, your army is bigger because you're on even supply, but your worker count is significantly lower, so that means your army is big, which is nice, but I feel like ArtUser at this point can afford to take some hits and be okay, right? He's got these extra bases rolling. His income is nice. Plague's coming in, though, and Consume's on the way. It's late. Oh, very nice. Another Maelstrom on some Hydralisks. You know, Archon count getting a little bit heavy here, too. The upgrades are 3 and 1 armor. 3 attack, 1 armor. For the Protoss, the Hydralisks are at 2-2. Working on 3-3. There we go. So now the Plague is available, and now the Dark Swarm is available, and now is where Zerg starts being a little more difficult for Protoss to deal with. I say that as though it's not like ArtUser's up in this game anyway. But Plague, ooh! Catching a bunch of these Zealots, a couple Dragoons, the Archons, they don't care. Storming Lurkers on the high ground, but it takes 2 storms to kill a Lurker. From full HP. And there it is. There's the 2nd storm. Once again, a bit of a ling. Oh, Observer snipe. I feel an Observer snipe in our future. Do you see it? Do you feel it? Oh, wait, no. Yes. Oh, my storm on the ramp is absolutely disgusting. You guys, the Observer snipe, though, would be incredible. Zerg pushing the Protoss off that way. Oh, the Dark Swarm is up. The Observer gets... Oh, that Observer does not get sniped. Okay. Dark Swarm Ling happening, and that's your good game. nOOB taps out, and ArtUser is your winner. In what was kind of a sloppy final 10 minutes for the Zerg player, he lost a few engagements there. A few ill-advised attacks on the 3rd base. A bad attack on the 4th, but he got the 4th eventually, which is exactly what you needed to do to win this game. And I think resources lost here are going to be a massive discrepancy in favor of the Protoss. Just because it was a beautiful amount of storm, there really wasn't a time the Protoss army got entirely wiped out. There were a few times that High Templar got sniped, and maybe, you know, it was a good engagement for the Zerg before he retreated, but he never wiped out the Protoss army a single time today. And it's just too much. This base is alive. I mean, we got another, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sixth base got up here when poor Protoss was on 3. Yeah, that's rough. That's rough, buddy. And once you've got Lings and Dark Swarm on your production and your High Templar are in the general vicinity, and you don't know if you can defend your main base, and these guys are trying to come home, but going home just means more time for resources and production to come out of this section of the map, which you can't really handle. And good game indeed. So great job by ArtUser. I was worried about him for a bit, but he got the Plague out, he got the Dark Swarm, and that was the game changer, as it always is. 190,000 points for nOOB, 181 for ArtUser. See, that is another situation, a rare situation, where the player who loses the game has more points than the player who won the game. And that's because this is a 4-to-2 kill-death ratio for nOOB, which is good, but when you get outproduced 3-to-1, that's where things get rough. That's where these numbers, the numbers don't often lie there. Ended up raising 17 Protoss buildings, only lost 1. And then resources here, gas mined, way more for ArtUser, way more minerals mined. The total spent is 16,000, 17,000 more total spent for the Zerg. So ArtUser doing some good stuff. That was a really fun game on a really strange map. Thanks for sending that in, RJB. Again, check out the RJB TV channel. Just search RJB TV in the YouTube search bar. Leave a comment saying that Falcon sent you. He'll appreciate it. Let him know that you appreciate the replays he sends my way. All right, cool stuff. So that right there is going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. You take care of yourself.